right, we're back. This is Techmath1. We're looking at Chapter 7. Specifically, we're going to take a look at Chapter 7.7. So we're looking at volume of right prisms. Okay, and a prism is like a solid. So a rectangular prism, this is a rectangular prism. There. Just a Kleenex box is rectangle prism. And so with a rectangular prism, when you're finding the volume, you find the area of the base, so the area of the base, and then times 1. And what that times 1 does is it makes it a block like that, going around the bottom of the prism. So that's like one block, that's one, whatever, we'll say centimeter tall. Okay, and then times height. So area of the base times 1, which makes it a volume, a unit volume for the prism, and then times the height. So if there's 5 of those, you know, stacked on top of each other, it's times 5. So the times 1 doesn't really work into the equation because 1 times anything is that anything, but it's important for you to understand that's why it's the area of the base. It isn't actually, it's the area of the base, yes, but that's length times width, and then times height as a 1 gives us this unit volume, and then times height. And so that's what we're doing. So the times 1 doesn't, like I said, work in. So we would just say volume is equal to length times width times height of a rectangular prism. And that's true of any rectangular solid. So, well, rectangular prism, cube. If it's a triangular prism where it's got a triangle on the bottom and then up, it's the same, area of the base times the height. But then if it's a pyramid, that's different because we do the area of the base times the height, but then we divide it by 3. It's always exactly 1/3 for the volume. Okay, so let's look at just a couple examples. We'll do number 59. And that's on page 306 in the blue book. So I'm not really great at drawing. You don't have to be really great at drawing to do these. You just have to have a basic 5. Geez, the numbers are really light in it. This is an older book. So they want us to find the volume. So volume, in this case, it's the area of the base. So there, little dash lines, so you're like seeing through it. Area of the base, which is down here, that's 10.5 times 6.5, and then times 1, and that gives us that unit volume, and then times the height, 5.5. And so we're not going to do the times 1. Look, when I do the work for this, it's going to be 10.5 times 6.5 times, here, you know what, we'll just put them in parentheses. 5.5. And so you multiply all 3 of those, we get, it says round to the nearest whole number, so we get 375. And then this is special too. We say either cubic inches, like that, or you can say 375 inches, and then you put a little to the 3rd power on it, inches cubed. It doesn't affect the number, it's only to describe that it's a volume. So that means like way back in the olden days when everybody drank coffee, and I know still a lot of people drink coffee, but they had sugar cubes that were like 1 inch by 1 inch by 1 inch. They were just little cubes. You can put a cube of sugar in there. All right, so that's what that is. That's what that means. A 1 inch by 1 inch by 1 inch cubic inch. All right, part B on this one. Same dog, different fleas. It looks more like a upright box here, it's a big box, 4.3 meters by 7.1 meters by 8.5 meters. And we just multiply length times width times height. So volume is equal to 4.3 times 7.1 times 8.5. And so you multiply that out, round to the nearest whole number, we're looking at 260 cubic meters. All right, so sometimes you might see the volume, instead of length times width times height, you might see it like this, with a big B. Big B means area of the base times height. They don't have it that way. They just have volume equals length times width times height. They have it like this, which is probably easier. All right. Okay, let's do a triangular prism. And so that means it's just like this, but instead of a rectangular base like these had a rectangular base. If I have a triangle on my base like that, and then it goes up, 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 like that. So that's what we're talking about with a triangular prism. So let's do one like that, page 308, and we're looking at 62. I want to do 62. So area of the base times height. We're going to do, in this case, area of the base is going to be of a triangle. So 1/2 base times height for the area of a triangle. So this is the picture they have. All right. And they have this as a 10 foot, this is 20 feet, and the height as 8.66 feet. Okay, so look, it does go like that, like that, like that, ish. All right, so you've got that through thing there. Here's the height. So the height is always a 90-degree angle with the base. So that's the base. 90-degree angle, that's where the 8.6 is, 6. All right, so first it says find the area of the triangle. So area of the triangle is base times height divided by 2. Area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height, or base times height divided by 2. So we're gonna say 10 times 8.66, and then whatever that is, we're going to cut it in half. If you want to put it in your calculator, you can either hit divided by 2 or you can just hit times 0.5, same deal. And so you multiply that out, and then half of 86.6 is 43.3. And that's going to be in square feet, because that's the area of the base. Then it says the height of the prism is that's just 20 feet. That's given. Oh, okay. So they're just trying to lead us so long here. So height of prism, not of the triangle, of the prism. So that's how long it is. That's 20 feet. And now see, then they're saying find the volume. And so we don't need to 1/2 it all. It's just going to be the area of the base, because we already found that area right here, times the height, which is right there. And so volume is just going to be 43.3 times 20. And so round, oh wait, we don't even have to round, do we? Because it's times 10 and then doubled, 866 even, 866 even. And that would be in cubic feet. All right. Awesome possum, done. We're gonna take a real quick run through here on 7.8 units of volume. We're only gonna do one problem on that section. So units of volume. And what I'd like you to do is let's look at 68 together. So that says 10 cubic feet is how many cubic inches? And then it says 100 cubic yards is how many cubic feet. Now, this is a bit confusing because you have to think not in terms of what you would think. It does say right above it, 1 cubic foot is equal to 1,728 cubic inches. So why is 1 cubic foot equal to 1,728 cubic inches? And that is because remember what's going on. When I have a cubic foot, that is 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot. Okay? And so now, if I convert that to inches, that's 12 inches by 12 inches by 12 inches. So when I go to find that, that's 12 times 12 times 12, which is the 1,728. That's how they got that. That's 12 cubed. So it isn't what often happens. Our students mess this up because they think of 12 inches in a foot and they just either divide or multiply by 12. But because it's cubic feet, we've got to do 12 times 12 times 12, actually 12 cubed for the conversion, okay? But they actually handed that to you. So that makes it a little easier. Then it's just canceling like we did in the past where we just say, okay, we want to get rid of feet cubed, so that goes down here. We want to keep inches cubed, so that goes up there. And then the 1728 goes there, and 1 goes there. And those cancel. 1 times 1 is 1. 10 times that, 17,280. And that's cubic inches. So that one was easy to do. Let's see, 100 yards, cubic yards, is how many cubic feet. Again, you're going to do, if this was a great big cubic yard, 1 yard by 1 yard by 1 yard, that would be 3 feet by 3 feet by 3 feet. So 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27, right? 27. Now, they also happen to hand that to you where it says 1 cubic yard is equal to 27 cubic feet. So they tell you that one too, but you should kind of know where this comes from. This should make sense to you, hopefully. So 100 square yards. I want yards to go away. I want feet to stay. And so there's 27 cubic feet and 1 cubic yard. Yards cancel. That was a cube. Yards cancel. And then we got 100 times 27, so 2,700. So really, if you're handed these conversions, it's kind of easy not to screw it up. But just be careful, be aware. All right, let's go to 7.9, volume of other solids. So let's look at number 79. And number 80. All right, and then after that, we'll take a peek at surface area. So 79 and 80 on 7.9. Let's check our time. Okay, we can get 7.9. All right, so we're looking at the volume of a pyramid. And so they have the pyramid drawn for us. This is 6 inches, this is 6 inches. So it's got a square base, and then its height is 10 inches tall. So they give you that picture, and they say, find the area of the base. So we say, okay, so area of the base is side squared, 6 times 6. That's literally why we say to the second power is squared. So 36 inches squared. All right. Then they want us to find the height. Well, it's not really hard to find because they gave it to us. That's 10 inches. All right. And then they want us to find the volume. And the volume of a prism, in this case, is base times height, the area of the base times height, and then divided by 3. So that's special. That's special for pyramids and cones. It's always 1/3 times base times height, or base times height divided by 3. So we're going to pop in our 36 times 10, but then we're going to cut it by 1/3. So 120. And that would be cubic inches. All right. Same dog, different fleas with the next one. It is a pyramid. That was number 79. This is number 80. Yeah, we did number 79 and 7.9. I thought I wrote down 79 already. Okay, so number 80, let's take a look at that. We've got the volume is equal to pi r squared times h divided by 3. Well, if you really think about it, the area of a base, the area of a circle is pi r squared. So look, if you have a cone, we got 10 centimeters going across there as the radius, and then going up as the height is 20 centimeters. Okay, and so now they don't want us to play around with this one. They just want the volume. So using the formula, we could really do just what we did there. We could find the area of the base. That would be 10 squared times pi, and then times the height is 20, and then divided by 3. But they just want an answer. And rounded to tens place. Really, tens place? That's weird. Okay, so this one I'll pop into the calculator. We got 10 squared times 20 over 3. And I'm going to pop into the calculator because pi is an approximated, I think, to 14 places or something in the calculator. So we'll hit second, and then the little power key, the caret, that's pi, and then times 100 times 20 divided by 3. So that is 2094.395102. And I got to be careful. It says tens place, not tenths, just tens place. So that's right here. 4 isn't enough to bump it up, so 2090 is what we're going with. And that would be centimeters cubed. But again, that really was the area of the base times the height. All right. Awesome possum. Okay, next videos will be on 7, 10, and 7, 11.